What's in a name? What power do you get knowing what someone will answer to? Or better yet, what power does someone hold over you when you don't? Anonymity on the internet is something that we all take for granted. It's easy to hide behind a clever username, a web page, and a keyboard. In real life, however, it's much more difficult to stay hidden. The interactions that we have by their very nature are telling of who we are and what our intentions hold. These two facts blend themselves seamlessly into what we call life. We coexist in these two forms every day, both as anonymous as we choose to be online and as open as we allow ourselves to be in real life. What happens when those lines cross? What happens when the online life that we have cultivated so carefully bleeds into the real world? Or when our real world actions are broadcast for all to see on the internet, revealing our deepest secrets? Hello everyone, my name's Lucas, and welcome back to Strange Corner. Anonymous. Anonymous as we know it today is a collective, a movement, an international hacktivist group known for perpetrating some of the most notable anti-cyber censorship and anti-cyber surveillance acts ever reported. But in the early days, they didn't always choose such high-profile actions to make their point. The early years. In the early 2000s, Anonymous was not the name synonymous with hacktivism or leaking dirt on high-profile politicians that we know it to be today. It was quite literally born from the tag Anonymous that you would see when commenting on the website 4chan without identifying the originator of posted content. Early users of 4chan's notable B-board would sometimes act as if all posts tagged Anonymous came from a single user. Then in 2004, when an admin for the website implemented a protocol to sign all posts as anonymous, the legend grew. The Hal Turner DDoS. Hal Turner is an American political commentator whose ideals are in line with far-right politics, including Holocaust denial, white supremacy, and even calling for the assassination of government officials. He has, since 2002, hosted a shortwave radio show and corresponding website entitled The Hal Turner Show, with which he has pushed his hateful rhetoric. In December of 2006 and through January of 2007, members claiming to be from Anonymous took down his website using what is known as a DDoS or distributed denial of service attack, essentially overloading the website with traffic, making it so that no one could access the site through legitimate means. This attack cost Turner thousands of dollars in bandwidth, which he later tried to sue 4chan, eBombs World, and another website for copyright infringement, but was ultimately unsuccessful. This was the first time that we see Anonymous step into the limelight of so-called hacktivism, using the group as a front for spreading awareness of corrupt entities, all while still remaining anonymous. From this point on, we see Anonymous implement this tactic along with other forms of protest and activism numerous times. From Project Chinology, an attack against the Church of Scientology using DDoS attacks and black faxes to waste ink, to the 2013 Million Mask March, where members donned the familiar mask on Guy Fawkes Night in protest of corrupt politicians, demilitarization, and most relevantly, police violence. In the 2014 shooting of Michael Brown, an organization with association to Anonymous called Operation Ferguson organized cyber protest and ultimately attacked the city of Ferguson's email and phone systems. In August of that year, Anonymous claimed that they were working to identify the still yet unnamed officer implicated in the Brown shooting, and on August 14th, they posted on their Twitter feed who they claimed to be responsible, although authorities would later announce that the individual named was incorrect. Ultimately, Twitter would suspend this anonymous account from its service after this event. Charlie Hebdo shootings. Charlie Hebdo is a French satirical publication, describing themselves as secular, atheist, far left-wing, and anti-racist. On January 7th of 2015, 2 Islamist gunmen opened fire on the staff of cartoonists because they had depicted a nude figure resembling the Prophet Muhammad. In the aftermath of the attack, 12 people would be dead and 11 wounded. Shortly after, Anonymous would release a video on Twitter condemning the act of terrorism, stating, "We, Anonymous around the world, have decided to declare war on you, the terrorist," promising to take down their accounts on all social networks. Yet again, the actions of Anonymous would be challenged by critics, saying that taking the accounts down would make the extremists harder to monitor. Before I continue, I feel I have to mention that any form of vigilantism can be dangerous. Taking the law into your own hands or attempting to website sleuth has on more than one occasion turned bad for individuals on the wrong side of the accusations. See the catastrophe of the Boston bombing and the ensuing investigation that happened on Reddit, which led to a witch hunt for the wrong individual who ultimately turned out to be dead as the result of an apparent suicide. Misidentification and misinformation can be just as dangerous as some of the actions worthy of protest and activism. So above all, be careful. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Recent events. Now, current politics are a subject that we at Strange Corner have decided it's best to stay away from, so I'm going to report on these events with as much of a neutral opinion as I can. That being said, my personal opinion will invariably make its presence known in my wording. U.S. protests. On May 28, 2020, Anonymous released a video message to the Minneapolis Police Department in response to the killing of George Floyd. The video of George Floyd's death, where a Minneapolis cop pressed his knee into Floyd's neck until he died, had just been viewed by millions of people on the internet, myself included. In the video message, Anonymous stated that they're going to seek revenge on the police department and that they would expose their crimes to the world. This was just the latest in a huge string of senseless murders by police officers against the African American community, for which Anonymous has taken the responsibility to collect the debt through leak of sensitive information to the public, exposing corruption from within. Along with that video, Anonymous has released several high-profile accusations, including a number of documents that are said to contain incriminating evidence against the sitting U.S. president, the infamous Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Gates, actress Naomi Campbell, and even the British royal family, claiming that the royal family had the beloved Princess Diana murdered on August 31st of 1997, stating that she had incriminating evidence to suggest that the royal family was involved with a sex trafficking ring. As bold as these actions may be, they bring up a point that needs to be discussed. The world we live in today is different from the world of yesterday. In the world of today, who we are is no longer confined to the physical form that we inhabit. Our existence is woven into the fabric of two worlds, the physical and digital one. Thankfully, this has allowed us as a whole to move more in a direction of acceptance, even if we have to fight for it, protest for it, and disrupt the status quo. Whether or not the cyber attacks, leaked information, vigilantism, or activism is something that you personally back, in today's world, it is a tactic that you can guarantee to see used more and more. The fact that your digital existence can merge so seamlessly with your physical one has created a reality where anonymity is fleeting, where you can expect to see the deepest secrets of those who wish to hide exposed. I think it's time to answer the question posed by the title of this video. Who is Anonymous? Well, no one, really. With that, I leave you. Stay strange.